So in the midst of moving back in with my parents and all that, and just literally just losing everything and literally having to start building myself up from scratch, I came up with the bright idea to, do DoorDash for the time being, until I could figure things out, contribute something to the household or whatever, where I would stand. I was just trying to do something. So I was like, I'm gonna just do DoorDash while my son is in school. Woo-de-woo-de-woo. It was cool. It was like, I did it for like 3 months. Then one day I got a delivery. I took the delivery to her or whatever. I'm just giving her food. And next thing I know, her dog just runs out of the house, just barking at me, barking. I stopped and everything, and she reassured me. She was always, it's okay. She doesn't bite. She's not gonna bite. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she doesn't bite or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. So I give her food. Next thing I know, the dog gets over the fence and attacks me. I tried to run or whatever, and she got me by my calf or whatever, and I guess that's how I fell. She bit me some more times. She just kept biting me and whatever. I was kicking or whatever, and she kept biting me, and they could not control their dog for whatever reason. It took them a long time to get the dog off of me or whatever. When they finally got her off of me, the dog was still gunning for me. I ran into the neighbor's house. I just ran into the neighbor's house to get away from the dog or whatever. Y'all don't understand how many times I had to tell this story, in court, to lawyers, to doctors, I'm just tired of talking about it. But just know, I got bit by a dog. I was doing DoorDash, and the customer's dog just jumps over the fence and just attacks me. And I get taken to the hospital, all that. I had to get emergency surgery, all of that. The dog really got my leg really good. To the point where she literally, I hate to sound graphic, but she literally ripped my skin off of my leg, and my skin was just hanging off. And when the doctor removed my leg, I never felt so much pain in my life, and I just screamed. I would just screamed. I think the whole hospital heard me. But that's how painful it was. And the dog bit me multiple times. I actually have bites on both my legs, but that first bite, that was the one I had to get surgery. I had to get it washed out. The doctor literally had to sew my skin back together. Literally. I just came out of wound care maybe 2 months ago. So I had wound care, all of that. I had so many stitches, over 30 stitches. It was horrible. It was disgusting. It was just crazy. I spent a night in the hospital. I couldn't walk for a good month or two, because it was not that I couldn't, because the dog didn't get my muscle. The laceration was maybe this far away from my muscle. So I could walk, but it was just painful because I had to wait until my skin, grew back, and I still have dead tissues on my leg. I need some sort of plastic surgery, because the scar looks horrible. So I have to walk around with this terrible looking scar. I don't even want to wear shorts anymore. I don't even want to show my legs anymore. I used to love my legs. Now I hate my legs. So I come out of the hospital. I found a personal injury lawyer. They picked up my case and everything. Then at the time, because I was trying to heal, I wasn't thinking about, insurance. If the Crypt Keeper bitch who dog attacked me had insurance or whatever, I wasn't thinking about any of that. I was just trying to heal. I was just trying to get better, and I was just trying to just process everything. So once I got released from wound care, then I started looking into my case or whatever, and communicating with the lawyer, and just trying to see what can be done, if I can get some sort of justice or what The dog owner, she did get criminal charges, vicious dog charges or something like that, and they did quarantine the dog. They put the dog in some sort of, I don't know, like doggy jail or something like that. So they did take the dog from her right after she attacked me or whatever. Animal control did come to the hospital. Like, I think this was before they put me down for surgery. I remember they came in there when I was in triage, and it was just asking me all these questions or whatever. It was like, what kind of dog was it? I just remember that it was a black dog, an adult black dog. It was a mean, angry, black dog that just wouldn't stop barking. So I come out of the hospital around that same week when they told me they was pressing criminal charges. I also was retained by a personal injury lawyer. He has this big reputation or whatever, and he's supposed to be like a really good lawyer supposedly, but whatever. He has that reputation. Not gonna try to defame nobody's character. I don't need no more drama in my life. I'm just sharing my story, what I went through, and that's it. My case was civil, and the city's case was criminal. They ended up summoning me to the criminal case as a witness. The dog owner showed up late, just waltzing in or whatever late. The trial was almost over. They didn't really let me talk. The prosecutor did all the talking. I literally just stood there. Okay, so I gotta hurry up and finish and make this short. My phone keeps overheating and it's about to go dead, so let me hurry up. The judge orders for the dog to be put to sleep. And she also got a separate charge for the dog not being vaccinated. So not only did her dog attack me, but the dog was also not vaccinated for rabies. So by the grace of God, the dog didn't have anything, because if the dog had anything, I would have been out of here. So that's another thing. So the city got their justice or whatever. They got what they wanted it out of the deal. Now fast forward to my case. So not only did the dog owner not have her dog vaccinated, she also didn't have no type of insurance, no type of homeowners insurance, nothing. And she was also a 4-time felon. She was a thief, and she went to jail like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 times for stealing and doing fraud or something like that. So when it came to my case, apparently with personal injury lawyers, they get paid on contingency. So only if you win the case or whatever is when they get paid. So I didn't have to pay my lawyer anything up front or whatever. But, big but, if there is no pot of money to reach into, the lawyer will surely drop your case. And that's what happened to me. So I'm very angry. I'm very frustrated. I am very hurt because, you know, I don't understand like why, you know, what I did to deserve any of this. I got this big scar on my leg that I have to deal with for the rest of my life, that I have to look at for the rest of my life, that I could never get any, you know, justice from. Nobody has to pay for it. Nobody. You know, I'm just left with it, with some shit from somebody else's negligence. All I can do is rant about it on my channel. That's all I can do. But what I learned about all I've been going through though, gig work is not an answer. Gig work is actually not even designed to replace a traditional job, like a steady paycheck or whatever. It's not, you know, it's not even worth it. It's very, very dangerous. You literally just winging it. Even as an Uber driver, you don't know who about to get in your car. People crazy. So you putting your life at risk for literally crumbs. So really, really, really think about that. I can carry my ass back to school. I can do my internship hours, all of that. And I'm just gonna take it from there. And I'm just gonna see where my path goes from there. Because I'm definitely upping my skills. I'm definitely, you know, getting certifications or whatever. I also realized that all this, even like from being unemployed to doing the gig work, it killed my creativity. Like, I have not painted since I had my injury. I have not painted anything. I've done some sketches or whatever that I'm going to keep doing for when I'm able to put them on canvases and everything. But my creativity has been gone. I haven't had the space. My mom's place isn't big enough, for paint. And then my stepdad, he got like crazy OCD. So if I get paint anywhere, he's gonna like go crazy. So I literally have to, I have to find a way to get around that. But I just feel like stability, when I was stable, when I had my 9 to 5, yes, it wasn't what I was happy doing or whatever, but it still paid for my materials. It still paid for my tools. It paid for my rent. It did fund my creativity. Well, it didn't fund my creativity, but it funded, me being able to creatively like express myself and just have that space. And I don't have that anymore right now. And now I'm at the point where I have to rebuild everything. Some days I want to give up, but that's not even an option.